What is joy? How to build joy. 7. See how much joy you have, depending on how many conditions you have made. If there is no making conditions for him, how can he be joyful? As I said earlier, that man and that woman have no conditions at all, and they get annoyed when they see each other, so how can he be happy? It all depends on conditions. That's why in Buddhism it is said that everything is product only through conditions, not through faith, because if you don't have conditions, you can't even believe. If you have conditions, you will have joy, and if you have joy, it is easy to believe, that is, as you have how many conditions, you will have how much joy, and as you have how much joy, you will have how much faith. Then, the 5 roots that follow slowly all come into being. For example, if your favorite food is a bit further away, and the unpalatable food is closer, you don't need to go out, it's on the table, and the tasty food is on the street, you have to walk for an hour, but sometimes people think 1 hour is only 1 hour, why? Because he is happy with it, he has a relationship with it. So remember, if there is a condition, there is joy, if there is a condition, there is motivation, if there is a condition, there is interest. This joy, condition, motivation, interest are all levels, all these are saying one thing. If you have this motivation, one can't sit still, you will rush out. If you are a preceptor, when you have to have this motivation, I'll go ahead and keep precept, in spite of this greed, hatred, ignorance, arrogance and doubt. This joy is the beginning of everything. That is to say, without this joy, you can never start, no matter what dharma you believe in, you just practice there for 8 or 10 years of hard work, but it's useless, because you haven't really started. For example, some people really sit in the meditation hall for all their lives, for example, and what do they do sitting there? Either they are making false thinking, or they are sleeping. Because he is delusional there, sleeping, without this nature of sequence at all. He doesn't know what the meaning and state of Zen is, and if he does, it's not what he likes, but making false thinking is his favorite, and he can sit there making false thinking in silence, and without any disturbance. How good it is! It is the same with a lot of people who remind Buddha, and a lot of preceptors, and no matter what dharma you practice, in fact, if you don't even know where to start, you're in trouble, you have to start with joy. If you don't have joy, you are simply powerless. For example, if you have conditions, but your conditions are not very great, your power is much less. It's also like a motor, the bigger your motor is, the more power it has, the smaller your motor is, the less power it has. But not necessarily, Musk's motor is also not big, but it has a lot of power too.